Hi Leo, this is going to be a general reading for your sign between the week of the 29th to the 4th of January. Take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. My reading is also timeless, so if you stumble across one of my readings and it's not in the time frame stated in the title, it means it's for your next day, the 7 days starting from tomorrow. So let's begin. I'm seeing a golden bow and arrow. Hunger Games. Like, you feel like you're escaping the Hunger Games here. And the bow and arrow is your weapon of choice. Yeah, you're escaping the Hunger Games here this week in your life, in regards to your life in general. You feel like you've been in some type of Hunger Games where you're facing off against people, maybe competition in some kind of way, where you feel like you're after some kind of prize, some sort of prize of freedom, and you're like, you've been in competition with people, trying to find this sort of a way out, where you're having to battle almost to the death with people. Um, and this is energies that you're experiencing, feelings and energies that you've been feeling over the years when you look at people and you're like, oh, that could be me, or that's what I was thinking like a few years ago, like this person's doing this thing. It's like you were like thinking of an idea of or going into some kind of industry, doing something with your life or something like that, and some you're seeing, you see other people doing it, and you're like, damn, that would have been me. And so there's this sort of battle that you've been in, the sort of Hunger Games of everybody trying to be this particular person, trying to be that person, in whether you're male or female, gender's irrelevant here, or anything in between. Um, but you've been in competition with people that are trying to be the sort of supposedly the alpha of what of their gender, and so you've been in this kind of Hunger Games with people, with energies, with when you go in contact with the public, when you go in contact with people, strangers on the streets. It's like there's this whole, almost like a bravado. Again, gender's irrelevant, of like who's the better person, who's the more stronger one, or who's the one with more style, more class, more money, more. But there's always this kind of competition, and that's what I mean. You've been in competition, and this is what this sort of Hunger Game competition is who's the better one. And so your weapon of choice being like this golden bow and arrow is you're able to point the the benefit of having the benefit of having the bow and arrow is that you can take aim anywhere and fire any direction you want to go in, any trajectory that you want to follow, you can go through. And I do see you not you're aiming up at the sky, like towards the sky. It's like you're in a dome when you're doing this. You're like inside of like a coliseum, I guess, and you're looking out and you're aiming outwards, trying to break free of the matrix, is what I'm hearing. You're shooting a shot. You're taking a shot. You're shooting your shot up to try and get outside of the matrix in some situation in your life. I'm hearing living situation. You're doing something quite unorthodox with your living situation here this week. You're shooting a shot, hoping that it pays off. I'm hearing that song. I got 5 on it. You're making some kind of commitment here. A commitment of advancement is what I'm hearing. You're committing to advancing forwards out of the Hunger Games. Like you know how to get out of it. You've gained the wisdom, you've gained the knowledge, and it's like you're the only one doing this. Like everybody else is just locked in into winning the game still. There's your confirmation if you heard it. But everyone's still locked in trying to win this game. You will be going on the outside. It's like this golden bow and arrow. It's like you shoot the arrow and you become the arrow. It's a very like magical item. It's a very magical. I don't know what it is. It's a golden bow and arrow. It's a very magical item that you're using here. In the spiritual, it's like it's coming into your possession somehow. This magical golden, magical bow and arrows coming into your possession by chance here. It's what it feels like. It's like just showing up randomly, and you're picking it up. Here's your confirmation if you heard that. And then as you shoot this arrow, you then become the arrow. Like as the arrow is flying, like and once you land as yourself. But as you're traveling, you travel as the arrow. You become the size of an arrow, but you're still as yourself, moving through the wind like with that speed. And I see you like transforming, as you land into yourself. It's very interesting. It's like as you drop the bow disappears. As you turn into the arrow, the bow disappears, and it's just the arrow. Then the arrow contains the bow and you. And so when it drops, it turns back into a bow and arrow. As you land, or after you've been shot, or like after you shoot yourself, as you pull back the bow and shoot the arrow. I don't see you picking it back up. I see it being lost after you land somehow or another, like it just vanished. It's a very mystical item that's coming into your possession here. I don't know what the name of it is, but I think this is something that actually exists in real life. This magical item exists in real life, is what I'm seeing here. And you're using it in the spiritual, just thinking of it, not thinking much of it. This magical golden bow and arrow is helping you make a move that would otherwise normally seem impossible to do. It's like all the things will go in your favor in this regard, whatever it is that you're aiming towards. Everything in relation, it's like you're wishing on a star. You're hoping, like you're shooting into the sky is what I'm seeing, like into you're in a dome and you're shooting into the dome, into the sky, hoping that you can land on the other side, get out, take you to the other side. And so it's like you're hoping and wishing for something by shooting into the sky rather than using the golden bow and arrow to shoot at other people. So you're trying to escape, and you're trying to have an outcome of you being able to escape from your situation. And again, this is something in regards to your living situation. Your life in general, of you trying to get out of the Hunger Games that you feel like you've been trapped into. Like you feel trapped in some kind of Hunger Games, and it's sickening you at this point when you're like, I don't want to be a part of it anymore. You've gained a lot of skills by being in the Hunger Games, being in this game. You've been gaining a lot of skills, and this is in regards to Hunger Games is like just society. Everyone trying to be the show themselves as like I am the one, but none of them are even close. And it's like everyone wants to be the one. Everybody wants to be the one, or everyone claims that they're the one, and that's what the Hunger Games is that fight between everybody, whether you're male or female or any gender. Genders are relevant in the game. Everyone's trying to be the one, and you're not. You're just like, F this, I'm not. I don't want to be a part of this game. Like, I'm done with this game. I'm hearing you, so you're becoming free. So you are becoming free here this week. This is in regards to finances, that your finances, something is happening here financially. I'm hearing uprise and surge in money. I'm just seeing like coins like pile up on top of each other, and it's just like they're just building up, like they're coming out of nowhere. It's like they're raining down from the sky and just building up like crazy. It's like, and then they start multiplying. So your hope and dream is to be financially free, to be able to move wherever you desire to move, whenever you want to. That dream is coming to fruition this week. I'm seeing El Dorado, the city of gold. Like, there's a big sum of money coming to you this week. And it comes, like I said, this thing, this golden bow and arrow, it comes to you in the spiritual. It's something that actually exists, but it comes to you in the spiritual. It's not something that you can physically use. And it only comes to you once, so you can only use it once. And then once you've used it, it won't show up again for you. It keeps showing up. It shows up for everyone. Like, not everyone, but people that have a potent energy. They have a good energy. That's who it shows up for. When it only shows up once, it grants one of your wishes. It grants a wish of yours, and so that's what you're doing here. Your wish is to be free, to have no restrictions on how you live, on how you where you live, on how you have to work, where you have to work. Like, you don't want to be dependent financially on people, so that you're in compromising situations like in the Hunger Games. Like, you want to be free of it, so you can live the way that you want to live. You see you being submerged in like healing waters here as you're receiving. You're going to be enjoying luxury here sometime this week. There's some sort of luxurious experience. You're going to be treating yourself to luxury. You're going to be treating yourself to luxury here this week. And I see you being like in some, fancy place where it's like there's a pool, really fancy hotel where there's like a pool. You're gonna be enjoying yourself here this week, Leo. I see like the water is the color of money. It's like green color of money. And you're being submerged. I just see you being submerged in this water, this green water. It's water of money. Money water. You're stepping into some big money this week. You're gonna receive it somehow. I feel like it's going to come in different ways for different of you, different of you. It's going to come in different ways. Don't know if I was speaking English there for a second. But let's jump into your reading and see what else is going on for you here this week. You're being given an opportunity to make yourself financially free here, and as you take the step, some big abundance is coming in for you. So your current energy is you are living life on the edge, living life in a way where you're being adventurous, you're being very adventurous and being confident about being adventurous. So you're living adventurously and very with a lot of confidence, that this is a way of you living, and this is a way that you want to live at this time, and because you know you're very physically protected from harm in the spiritual. You're very protected from harm in the physical from the spiritual, and so you're very passionate, taking inspired action towards things that you're trying to manifest, and you're being guided at this time. You're aware you're being guided, and so you're moving along, just being fearlessly adventurous. Not being worried about if things are going to work out or not. You're just going on the adventure and being confident about it, and so. At the same time, you're carrying some burdens. You're feeling weighed down by life in general, your life in general. Feeling weighed down, feeling like you're having to take care of a lot of duties, and you're having to. There's a lot on your plate, basically, where you're having to fix up and do and restore. Where you've been sort of negligent in this past few months, in this year, as you've been going through like a transformation this year. You've been basically. Negliging, is that the word? Neglecting, that's the one. Negligent. No, that's you've been. Sometimes I make my own language. I think I'm fluent in gibberish. I can talk to a million. Anyway. You've been neglecting, so the parts of your life that you've been neglecting, you've been sort of rebuilding your life in those things. For example, like you might have, because you've been so focused on transformation, there's things that have become a bit stagnant in your life and things that need attention. This could be bills, debts, and stuff like this. It could be situations where you've been neglecting them because you've not really been focused on debts and whatnot. Like you've been more focused on what you've been doing, and they're just like you're taking care of them at this time. You've got a duty to these burdens. It's a bit of hard work that you're having to do, extra work you're having to do to bring yourself back into balance. But you're feeling weighed down just in general. However, with all of that, you're still in the position of like the Page of Swords. So you've become very clear within your mind, within your thinking about your own ideas, and you're able to communicate very effectively at this time, as well as be very good with your self-expression. Your your expression within yourself of what you want from life, which way you want to go is very good. It's like the channel is open inside of you to not just receive downloads, but for you to connect and gain answers from within. So, stepping into the week, your theme for the week is the King of Cups. So this week is going to be a week where the experiences you're experiencing are going to bring you into balance, are going to bring you into compassion. You're going to feel compassion from the universe. You're going to feel compassion for your life, for your purpose, for your journey through life here. You're going to gain a lot of compassion, and the experiences you're going here through this week are going to bring a great sense of calm within you. You're going to be able to have a great sense of calm, and you're going to be feeling very caring towards yourself and caring towards where you're going next. So between Monday and Wednesday, pardon me, you're in this energy of the Four of Wands. So you're celebrating a homecoming here between Monday and Wednesday, and clarifying this is the King of Swords. There's confirmation if you heard that. So the King of Swords clarifying the Four of Wands here basically means that you are having a homecoming within yourself because you've mastered yourself. You've gone for a certain level of mastery where now you respect yourself more. You've gained a lot of wisdom. You've taken authority of your life in terms of what makes you feel abundant, in terms of what's good for you and what's not good for you, what makes you feel very abundant. And so you been calling back your energy from anything that's been stealing your abundance. And so you're now in your truth, and this, because you're in your truth and you're in alignment with your truth, universe is also piggybacking you here, and you're moving onwards within your life at this time, having learned and gone through what you've gone through within the physical world of recent hardships. This is a culmination and a celebration of just you, homecoming of you, and a celebration of your harmony of how you're feeling within. So this is a really good energy for you here between Monday and Wednesday, of you celebrating and finishing off this year basically with a bang. So this year has been a very difficult one for you, Leo, of like you figuring out a lot of stuff about yourself, about your connecting to your intuition, connecting to knowing yourself more, as well as bringing awareness and bringing sight vision to where you've been dishonoring yourself, where you've been giving your energy away, like I said, and where you've been creating a situation where it later down the line has been turning out negative, but you could have caught it out in the early stages. So it's like you're learning much more on how to navigate through life. And so this is the transformation you've been going through here this week that is now finished. And so now you're feeling very abundant, and you're having this homecoming, this celebration of this return. So it's like you're recognizing here between Monday and Wednesday that is over, that this leveling up that you've been doing this whole year is now coming to an that is now come to an end. And so you're having this sort of realization here as an epiphany, or whatever is going to come in whichever way. I feel like it's going to be an epiphany or a daydream, and you're going to recognize here that you have now built this castle. Sometimes when you're trying to build a castle in the darkness within our lives, the foundation for the castle, when we're building it, sometimes we accidentally build a tower because we can't see when we're building. But here you've built this castle here, and you're coming home to it now. So it's like you've been working on the right things, you've been following the right direction. The way I see it is like when you're building, you can't see into the darkness, but you're able to put the bricks, and you're trying to put the bricks, and sometimes you can end up just creating 4 towers, in your life instead of building a castle. And so you've built a castle here for yourself, and this is your foundation that you've been working on in terms of understanding yourself spiritually, understanding your self deeply, doing the personal development. You've been developing yourself, and you've come to a point now where, again, you've mastered yourself here. You've gained a lot of wisdom, you've gained a lot of respect for yourself. respect for your path in general, and you're now in your truth, and you're doing things that are in alignment with your truth. And this is a big deal because, pardon me, this is a good deal, a big deal because, by you being like this, it's calling in what you want from life at this time, and as opposed to what you've been through in life. So it's like you're calling in exactly what you want by you being in your truth, and by you being in your truth, you're able to shut off anything that isn't a part of your truth. So this is like it's like opening doors, more doors within your life for you to experience more happiness and joy by you being in your truth. Sorry if you can hear that, there's some alarm going off. Between Wednesday and Friday, we have this interesting energy of the Five of Cups. So there's some kind of situation here within your life between Wednesday and Friday, that you're experiencing grief and some loss, some loneliness, perhaps some loss and pleasure. We have the Five of Cups being clarified by the Five of Cups. So there's a loss and pleasure happening here. A loss and pleasure. And this is like loneliness, this is grief, this is a loss and pleasure that you're having here. Five of Cups clarifying the Five of Cups clarifying the Five of Cups. And then clarifying these two is the Nine of Pentacles. So it means you're having a lot in pleasure in your idea of luxury, and your idea of pleasure, your idea of independence, what you see as independence, what you see as pleasure, what you see as luxury, what you see as abundance. And this is telling me that you're having some kind of material gain here because of this loss in pleasure. I feel like you put a bit of pressure. I'm seeing you put a lot of pressure on yourself to live a certain way. Like you want to live a certain way where you have a lot of finances, where you have a lot of luxury, where you have a lot of pleasure from life. You want to live a life of luxury. You want to live a life of, and you've been putting pressure on your own energy. You've been putting pressure on your own energy to make this happen. And so you're releasing this Five of Cups energy of putting pressure on yourself and being like, you've wasted your time, and the money hasn't come in. You're not living a life of luxury. You're not living a life of pleasure, the kind of life you wanted. You're letting go of this. Like you're letting go of this. The fact that it's coming out twice is, you're experiencing this very heavily at this time. Like it's going to come in and you're going to feel quite negative in the beginning between Wednesday and Friday. And you're going to feel quite negative. And you're going to be like, what the hell is going on? Why do I feel so much grief? Why do I feel so much upset? Why do I feel so upset? You can see here on the Five of Cups, there's this bridge over here which leads to the castle, and there's she's trying to get over to that side, where the castle is, but she's come all this way. Now the bridge is there basically, but she can't see obviously because she's so focused on the cups in front of her. So it's like you're right there with to go over this threshold that you've been stuck behind for a very long time, is like what I would like to say. And this is financially related. The castle's already been made. You're having a homecoming already, and then as soon as the day goes by, you're in this energy, feeling grief, like you're like things are not quite the way that you want them to be. It's like this energy here is like within you. This is within you. This is happening within you. This is not something that is physically happening outside on the outside world. This is a realization within. But then you're like on the outside world, it's still the same. Like I'm not living a life of pleasure. I'm not living a life of luxury yet. And so, you're right next to the bridge here. And so by you being in this energy is clearing it off. It's allowing the universe to give to you, to give you this material gain, this luxury, this abundance, this pleasure. And you're receiving it because you're taking inspired action towards your manifestations. You've been adventurous, you're taking inspired action, following creative impulses towards, using everything in your power to take inspired action, to follow creative impulses, to get to your manifestations. And so, this is you being in this sort of creator energy of divine masculine and divine feminine energy here. But the only thing that's blocking you of this Five of Cups energy of you're not actually living in that reality yet that you want to. So this is coming up here so that it can be dismantled. The universe is giving you independence here. The universe is giving you luxury, the pleasure. Your idea of it is being changed here. In the energetic first between Wednesday and Friday, and so you're in this divine energy here, literally divine creator energy here, and the divine feminine energy as well as divine masculine energy. And the high priestess here is basically saying that you're connecting to this knowing within, that you have all the answers within you. It's a really beautiful energy. It's just like this energy is coming up from within you because it needs to be purged, but it's coming up because you feel happy all of a sudden, and then it's just like, oh, but I'm not in that reality yet. And so you're having a loss in what you deem as pleasure. You're no longer looking at luxury, pleasure, abundance as the go-to in your life, as the thing. Material gain is the thing in your life that needs to be the most important thing. You're changing your focus from saying that money needs to be the most important thing to yourself, literally yourself, like what you're trying to manifest in terms of what your purpose here, what you're working towards here. That's most important. And as you get into this divine masculine energy, you're automatically being also stepping into this divine sorry, I'm a bit ill, if you hear me coughing. Divine feminine energy also. It's very interesting here, stepping into both. Yeah, you've been working on your purpose. You're literally changing your focus, like I said, from that you need to have a life of luxury to you just need to work on whatever you're working on. Like, you're just gonna say to yourself, I just need to work on my purpose, and that's gonna be enough for me. That's gonna make me happy. That's gonna bring harmony to my life. Not this idea of money, because it's really affecting your energy. You're feeling grief, you're feeling loss, you're feeling loneliness, like you've been abandoned from the universe because you haven't received the life of luxury yet. And so, it's shifting. You're shifting from from focusing on that, to focusing on what you're building, what you're trying to create. And you've been actually manifesting money without realizing it. And you're going to be doing it, like I said, with the channel. Some big money is coming in for you here this week. And so you're in this energy of really taking inspired action, taking inspired action and following creative impulses, using everything in your power to work towards whatever your purpose is. And this is going to lead to you gaining some sort of sacred knowledge here that's allowing you to alchemize yourself. But you're going to be in this creator energy as you release this energy of the Five of Cups, of like feeling grief because you're not living a life of luxury yet. So by you releasing, it's like releasing this stagnant energy that you're holding on to, and allowing yourself to fully transcend and enter into divine energy, complete divine energy, which is, you need both divine masculine and feminine energy in order to create anything. So this is a very powerful manifestation that's going to come in here for you of money, but it's not from you focusing on the money. Does that make sense? So between Friday and Sunday here, we have the star. So the star here is basically divine blessings coming in for you here, because you're keeping the hope and faith alive that things are going to look good for you, no matter if they are not in the way that you're expecting them to be. So you're going through a renewal here, your potential is being renewed, and the divine blessings you're receiving quite literally is wealth. So you're literally receiving the wealth here. The King of Pentacles being clarified by the Page of Pentacles, which means, you're receiving wealth, you're receiving fulfillment, by you taking leadership of your life here and being practical and confident that this is the way you want to be, in terms of not focusing on luxury and abundance, but focusing on, being practical and confident, taking steps towards your purpose. This caused manifestations to come in the form of opportunities for you to. It was going to feel like opportunities that to make money, but they're gonna be. It's gonna be some sort of big manifestation coming in that's gonna make you feel very abundant and very enthusiastic. I would say it's like opportunity. So, for example, it could be even playing the lottery. So the opportunity would be to play the lottery. You're getting a sure signal. You're gonna get some sort of sure signal that you need to do something. You're gonna know what it is when the time's right, because it's gonna bug you. But here between Friday and Sunday to activate this divine blessing is gonna bug you, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I should do this thing. Like, it's annoying me. Let me just do it." So this is how you're gonna go about and claim whatever, claim this big lump sum of money that's coming in here for you. So this is fantastic money coming in for you here. That's gonna allow you to live freely. And it's going to be quite a significant amount of money, and I see you being actively being very excited to move away from your current status, current way of living, to living in a way which is much better for you. So let's put it out that challenge to see what your challenge is here for the week. So the challenge is trying to stop you and block you from moving and upgrading your life. It wants to keep you in your current reality, and it wants to keep you trapped in your current reality. So when it does come in, the best thing to do is not give it any energy. So your challenge here for this week is you're having difficulty actively stepping into a new cycle of life, because you're just doubtful. Like, you're letting things stay the way that they are, not allowing yourself to go through this transition, not allowing yourself to release, not allowing yourself to heal, because you're lacking clarity, you're being indecisive, you're being avoidant, you're looking at things objectively. So the advice here is, of course, to don't be indecisive, don't be objective, don't look at things objectively, don't avoid the elephant in the room, because it's going to feel like an elephant in the room. And in this situation is that you're going for a healing at this time, you're going for a release, you're going for a transition. So you need to actively step into this new cycle that you're currently in, and not hold on to past ideas, past illusions, past whatever it is that was sabotaging you. Don't hold on to the past. So let's see what your outcome here is for the week, given all of this energy. So your outcome here is you have been living in a way where you've been trying to shake off past influences, perhaps when you family, perhaps your family, when you were innocent, affected you, influenced you in a certain way, and led you to live a life of that was conflicting. Like, you're always at disagreements with yourself and people. Like, life just felt chaotic because you were set up to fail by your family and past influences. You weren't set up to be successful, and it led you to be someone where you went for a lot of conflict, where you went for a lot of disagreements, just in general, within and without, with people as well as with your own self. And so you've come to a place now, well, not just now, but like you've also been living a life of like chaos. It's like just been chaos. Things have been chaotic within your life, and you've been living in a way where you feel like people have been opposing you because of the way the past is. So now here, by the end of this week, you're transitioning fully away from this energy entirely, transitioning away from it, releasing, healing at the same time. You're going to see a lot of personal growth, and you're manifesting from a place of inner strength, determined to keep moving forward no matter what presents itself in your way. You're determined to keep moving forwards and being calm and strong whenever any situation comes before you. By you being calm and strong rather than fearful and anxious would change the outcome of every situation. And so you're manifesting from a place of being calm and strong. You're manifesting using everything in your power, taking in inspired action, following creative impulses, and this is ushering you into a new cycle of life where you feel you're gonna feel very lucky, and there's good karma coming in for you here, and you becoming closer and closer to your destiny, and the universe is coming in here this week, and giving you this abundance, financial security, financial stability, better finances, so you don't no longer need finances, and this is coming in the form of wealth, fulfillment, and you finally being able to take leadership of your life from a financial standpoint. So this is a fantastic reading. I'm going to leave you a reading here. If you did like the reading, leave me a like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my website is down in the description. Other than that, have a fantastic week, and I shall see you soon.